Hi traders, welcome back to the channel and a new video. Today we're going to be talking about Apex 3.0, their new payout policies and trading rules that they're going to be implementing in the next couple of weeks. Again, this comes after a few months of turmoil that they had connections, which has affected other companies since then. Those things seems to be getting pretty much in control now. And then there was some things in terms of the clarity of the rules. Some people were complaining that some rules were arbitrary, etc. And so they've been making a lot of changes, and they're relaunching with a new set of rules and guidelines, which I'm going to be covering in this video. This is all brand new information that was presented a few days ago on an interview with one of Apex founders, John Skelton. So let's dive right in on all these changes. As always, if you want to get the best discounts available at any time on Apex, make sure to use code PABT. And remember, you can always trade up to 20 accounts, copy trade, etc. That is still maintaining there. I'm not going to go in depth into every account rule and everything, because I already have a few videos in depth going on that. I'm going to focus more on what the changes are going to be in this video, but I'm going to link my other guides in the video comments below. So what updates are coming? One of the biggest ones is there's no more request payout periods. Before, you used to only have two windows, the 1st to the 5th or 15th to the 20th. So it used to suck. Like, for example, if you would complete your 10 days on the 6th of the month, you would need to wait for almost 10 days until you could request a next payout. That is going out, and now you're going to be able to request a payout any day of the month. Also, instead of having to request payouts every 10 days, it's now been reduced to 8 trading days between payout requests. One condition, though, is 5 of those 8 trading days need to be of at least a $50 profit or more. This is again to encourage consistency, maintaining a strategy, and not just people that, are gonna open and close one micro contract for 5 seconds just to make the day count. Okay, but that is a big change, going from 10 to 8 days and no more payout periods. There's no more flipping rule. Dollar cost averaging is allowed. News trading is allowed. However, you cannot be going both ways. So if you have, 2 accounts and you're going long on one account, short on another account, that is obviously not allowed. Payout approvals within 48 hours. So they're really trying to get those approved very fast, and 3 to 4 business days after you've been approved for the funds to hit your bank account or whatever withdrawal method you have. 30% flat consistency rule. So at the time of payout, you cannot have a single trading day be over 30% of the profit balance made since the last approved payout. Or if this is a new account, a new performance account, since the first day of your performance account, you cannot have more than 30% profits in one day. Okay, and this cycle resets after every approved withdrawal. So once you get approved for a withdrawal, then the new 8-day period starts, and then the new 30% consistency rule is going to start for that new pay period. Now, talking about the safety net. The safety net program means you can only request a withdrawal about a certain safety net threshold. So for example, the $50,000 account, you have a $2,500 trailing drawdown. So once your account balance reaches 52,600, so basically your trailing drawdown plus $100, then it is going to stop trailing. So that means your liquidation is going to lock at 52,600, and then you can request withdrawals once you are above the 52,600 amount. So this safety net provides a cushion or buffer in the account to help build and compound it long term and not blow it as easily. Now, the current minimum request is $500 on all size of PA accounts. The minimum request amount of $500 can be requested into the safety net. For an amount over the minimum, will require to be withdrawn above the safety net threshold level. So this normally any other company is not going to allow you to withdraw any amount of money into the safety net. Apex is allowing that. However, in the past, for example, for the $50,000 account, your maximum amount that you could withdraw on your first payouts was $2,000. So what would happen is, as soon as people would hit 52,600 and the trailing drawdown would stop trailing and you would hit your minimum, they would take out $2,000, and that would bring down their balance to 50,600, and so they would only get a $500 buffer left before they got liquidated, and they would all lose their account. It would be very easy to lose their account. So the new rule is going to be that you can still take out the minimum withdrawal size, which is $500 off into your buffer zone, but you can only take down your balance to 52,100. So basically, once you hit, for example, 52,600 on the 50K, you can take $500 out so that your account balance will be 52,100, leaving you with a $2,000 buffer, and you cannot go below that. If you want to request, let's say, $1,000, then you would need to get to 53,100 in order to take 1,000 and then leave you 52,100 as your buffer, okay? So basically, they are still allowing you to take out profits into your buffer, but they're not letting you bring it so far down. Now, as of the fourth payout, the safety net no longer is required, okay? And this applies to existing accounts as well. This rule is looking to be enacted starting on November 6th of 2024, okay? So basically, they're just reducing, they're not allowing you to take out as much funds into your buffer zone as they used to in the past. And after the fourth payout, this safety net rule is no longer applied. Now, before, you had to wait until the fourth month in order to not have a maximum amount of withdrawal. Now with the new program, you're going to get 100% payouts at the sixth payout instead of at the fourth month, because remember, there's not going to be any more payout periods. You can request a payout at any time. So now, after your sixth payout, you can get 100% of your balance taken out. Now remember, since there's no payout periods, there's an average of 21 trading days in a month, 48 trading, so that means 48 trading days to the 6 withdrawal minimum. So the time to get 100% of the withdrawals is going to go down from 4 months that you had to wait before to potentially 2 months and 1 week's time. So if you trade every day and you can take payouts every 8 days with the new no payout windows, then that means that you could potentially hit your 6th payout in as little as 2 months and 1 week time, and then you're not going to have any max request amounts and no caps after your 6th payout and onwards. Okay, existing PA account holders already at 100% or on month 3 are not going to be impacted by this new rule. Now, this is just general stuff that is still pretty much similar to what it originally was, agreements and the PA contract. I'm not going to go through one and one on this. Specifically with the closed trades, they say if you fail to close them, they're just going to be closed automatically by the system. You're not going to lose the account, but still, if they see people repeatedly just leaving trades open, that means they're not really monitoring their accounts, so they could be flagged. So just make sure to pay attention to that. And all other rules: no manipulation of the sim environment, no high frequency trading, etc. Do not hit your trailing drawdown or the minimum account balance, or you're going to fail. That's obviously the main rule. Now, this is a new rule they're putting, which they're calling the apex scaling. Before, there was no scaling rule. So for example, on the 50K account, you could trade up to 10 contracts from day one with no limits. Now, this is not really a hard rule. He mentioned that the system is not going to cut you off or is not going to block you from using the full 10 contracts when you want it, but they expect you to monitor this and abide by this most of the time. So basically what they want traders to do is, for example, on a 50K account that allows you 10 contracts, just to trade half the maximum, half the contracts allowed until you hit your buffer zone, until you hit the trailing threshold on the account, and then you can start going full size. Basically, what they want to see this rule is they don't want to see people abusing it, going all in on 10 contracts right from the start, just hoping to get a home run with no clear strategies. And then if you do fall back inside of your buffer, you can still, trade 10 contracts as your account allows. It's not about balance, it's about getting the trail to the trailing drawdown to your threshold where it's not going to stop trailing. Okay, and this rule is meant to avoid over trading or looking for windfall or gambling, etc. It's not gonna stop you or cut you off. Just manage it, monitor it, but don't abuse it. Okay, so this is the new scaling plan that they're trying to implement. Now, the maximum, this is a new rule with regards to risk-reward ratio, okay? They make emphasis that your number one job is to manage risk. So, maximum 5 times risk-reward ratio. So if your system goes for 10 ticks of profit, do not risk more than 50 ticks, okay? So assume to use a stop loss and exit to keep in line with risk management. You don't necessarily need to put a stop loss in your position by force, but just, don't let the market go against you almost until it liquidates you. and then just have it come back and close it at break even or for a little profits. They're just looking for proper risk management. And this is a misuse of the SIM funded program, okay? And this can result in rule breaking, warning, probation, or unqualified removal of the SIM profit trades or days, okay? So basically do not use more than 5-to-1 risk reward ratio. Don't let trades go heavily against you, only to then close them off for break even or for a small profit. Now, the new 30% negative PnL rule: do not let your live unrealized open negative PnL goes past 30% of your start of day profit balance. Okay, they make clear this is not a daily loss limit rule. They just expect you to close the trade in order to show proper risk management, that you're not going to allow a trade to go past 30% of your net balance. This works as both in single trades or also as a combo if you have several different trades open and correlating markets, etc. As all new rules, this is not something that is automatically enforced by the system, but they want to see you monitoring and practicing good risk management. So basically, don't allow a trade to go into an unrealized open PnL of more than 30% of your starting daily profit balance. Now, this is pretty much a summary of all the new rules and regulations and payout rules that they have. So, trade and actual system strategy, use half the maximum contracts allowed for your account size until you hit your trailing threshold stop. So basically, until you earn the same amount as your trailing drawdown plus $100. So in the 50K account, that will mean once you hit 52,600, for example, then do not go over a 5 times risk to reward, meaning don't let trades, don't open a trade and have a target of $500, but let the trade go $2,500 against you. 30% negative PnL pullback. So again, don't let a position go more than 30% negative into your initial day trading balance. And that's pretty much it. All the other rules go away. So again, you can trade news, you can dollar cost averaging, you can flip, etc. Okay? And that's pretty much it for the updates. Again, this all comes from the video that John Skelton, one of the founders, did. This is all new guidelines that they're going to start implementing now in the coming weeks. You can always check out their website for the latest updates as well in their frequently asked questions page. That's pretty much it. Hope you had a great weekend, and I will see you all in the next video. Take care.